Hey guys, it's Nono. So let's start with our Kim and Kourtney analysis. I will start first by talking about Kourtney. You guys, why is Kourtney so annoying at times? I mean, she's out here calling Kim cold, but I'm like, she's kind of getting a taste of her own medicine, right? Especially regarding, Kim and Chloe's chemistry. Because that's how she used to be. The funny part is that uh there's on the Kardashians channel, there's like two vloggers, reporters who report on Kardashian. Okay, not insulting. There's a man, I think is gay, might be gay, and there's a girl I are commenting, a young woman, and I remember her interviewing Kourtney uh one day, and Kourtney was talking about how Kim and Chloe became so close over time. They bonded when Chloe was pregnant with her daughter True. Kim was expecting her second daughter, Chicago, via a surrogate, and that's when the two became close. And I'm like, oh, well, she said, oh, I feel like, what Chloe and I used to do, they turned all those things now against me. And I'm like, well, you're just getting a taste of your own medicine. Because back when she and Chloe were close, that's what they used to do. Now, did I agree with all the things Kim would do? Like belittling them from time to time, or acting like she was better than them? No. But on the other hand, she gave them all the attention they're getting. She was the impetus of their success, along with Chris, because Chris is the momager. But uh yeah, I mean, why is she complaining? I mean, she can complain, it's understandable, but what I can't stand, and I think Kourtney's on the wrong on that, is how she's acting like, she's fully a victim. And I'm like, no, you're not fully a victim. Is she the scapegoat right now in this drama? Definitely. Definitely. And I'll have a lot to say about Kim after. But she's also getting a taste of her own medicine. She has that mean girl side. Sometimes it can be funny, but long term, she can be annoying. And I kind of feel like Kim and even Chloe, even though they're not 100% right, I think they don't feel like, they don't feel really sad for her, even when they see her crying. And I think it has a lot to do with that. Maybe they reminisce about, the times when Kourtney was really mean or cruel. Sometimes she comes up with cruel words, and they're like, you know what? Now you're alone. And of course, now, Kim is, having the best time of her life regarding Kourtney. Every time she's Kourtney that way, because she's like, hey, now I have Chloe on my side. Before, Chloe was on Kourtney's side. So, that's a little bit of our karma for Kourtney. I feel like she doesn't see it. I wish she could see it and think, oh, maybe I'm partly responsible for that. I'm not saying she deserves what she's getting 100%, but I'm like, you used to be that way too, and when Chloe said all these mean things about Jordan Woods. They were all siding with her. They were all saying, oh, Jordan can go F herself, and even sending some D threats. I'm gonna say D because I can't say the full words on YouTube and I'm not popular yet. So, but they were saying all these mean things. Kourtney was on board with that. And now she wants to act like a victim. I'm like, no, Kourtney, you're not 100% a victim. You're like 50% a victim. Now, yeah, again, it's 50-50. That's why I would encourage people not to take sides. I would say Kourtney is more on the right, but she's not fully a victim. That's my take on that. She's getting a taste of her own medicine. As I said earlier, I do recall, now, maybe some parts were scripted, but remember earlier in the season, during the early seasons of the Kardashians, when they had that fight because of the Bentley and all, and Khloe and Kourtney were so mean to Kim. That is one of the rare moments I really, really felt bad for Kim. And, at some point she was crying, Kim was crying. And Khloe, that's when she started to feel bad. While Kourtney was laughing at her. Now, I'll admit Kim's face when crying is really funny. But Kourtney was literally mocking her. And now she's out here wondering, oh, why doesn't Kim feel bad for me when I'm crying? Kim is just looking at her with a cold face. I'm like, yeah, that's mean, but rather that than mocking her. And I wish Kourtney would see that, yeah, maybe some of her actions were wrong, and that's why Kim does not want to feel bad for her, even though there's another reason, and that's where Kim is in the wrong. But I wish Kourtney would see that, even with the whole drama regarding her wedding. I think Kim is a little bit more on the wrong, but as Kendall and Kylie, I understand both sides. And yes, at the end of the day, Kourtney is, she may be the scapegoat among the Kardashian girls, but she's a woman. She's a Kardashian. She's the eldest child, and she's the one who resembles Kim the most. And we do see it during the birthday wishes. How, Kim and her, they always plaster all those pictures just to show, hey, we're sisters. And I feel like they're both throwing shades at Khloe, because Khloe is rumored to not be Robert Kardashian Sr.'s daughter. So, yeah, at the end of the day, she's a Kardashian. And she's still getting her fame because of that. When it benefits her, she'll be siding with her family again. So that's why you guys shouldn't really say, oh, Kourtney's a good person and all. And you know what? I'm all for Kourtney being a stay-at-home mom and all. She said, oh, I want to be that. I don't have to be like Kim and all. And I agree on that. But I wish she would practice more, what she preaches. I wish she would do that, because, gosh, we can all agree. Now, we know the way Kim is now using North to remain relevant and, to piss off Ye. That's not good, but Kourtney should really need to raise her kids, like raising them. And you know what I mean by that. because they lack a little bit of education. And of course, there's no doubt Kourtney loves her kids, but because she loves them, she should raise them. Because the way they talk back to her, no. And I'm not asking her to put her hands on her kids, but just, a little bit more discipline won't hurt. We can call out Kylie full of herself and, oh, she only cares about her looks, but I'm in shock to see how polite Stormi is. I mean, who knew that Kylie's children would have more manners? Hell, even True has more manners. So yes, and I can't blame Kim and Chloe looking disgusted every time Kourtney goes PDA with Travis Barker. Like, I'm all for PDA and all. Now, I don't really do that. I'm more old school. Maybe because I'm a little more shy, but I'm more old school regarding relationships, Now, again, if some people want to go PDA and all, holding hands and all, that's cute. But the way these two go PDA, that's, cringe, and that's gross. That's too much. And it's a shame because they're like, they're in their 40s. They're not even in their 20s. And that's too much. Because they're literally making out. Not the first to say that, and that won't be the last. But, I just fear that, if it doesn't end well between the two, she'll be regretting all those moments. And I'm like, oh no, she's expecting her fourth kid. And, I'm happy for her because I know she wanted a fourth child, but I'm like, oh, they're ruining the magic with all their PDAs, and that's not good. I don't like it at all. And I'm like, on the one hand, I find these two cute, and on the other hand, I'm like, it's just lust. It's not love. And yeah, that's really bad. That's where Kourtney's wrong. Just to see that she's not fully a victim. And yeah, I think she should, now that she's pregnant again, I think she can enjoy her pregnancy, in a very modest way. I don't know. Tell me, for those who are about to comment in my video, I think it's best when you keep certain things private. I know some people are really like, oh, who cares? It's their lives and all of that. I'm like, a couple, I think the magic, it's really, I'm sorry if I'm, I don't know how to say it, but I think the magic is where you keep certain things private. All those things Kourtney does with Travis, to me, it's more magical when you do it in private. That's all I have to say about Kourtney. Now I will comment on Kim.